The target vocabulary for this section are the nouns blight, bliss, spate, feat, and sucker. Let's get ready to master 5 more nouns. Here is noun number 1. Word number 1 is blight, which means something that has a very bad effect on something. For example, the blight of unemployment has caused many people to leave the city. A blight is something that has a negative effect, so it's always negative. When we hear the word blight, we think of something very, very bad. So in this example, the blight of unemployment has caused many, many problems. Unemployment is a bad thing for a city. It causes economic problems for everyone, social problems. So unemployment is a blight. Crime is also a blight on some areas. So we can say the blight of crime in this city is causing many, many problems. Very often, blight is used in this way: the blight of something. For example, the blight of crime, the blight of unemployment, the blight of poverty, and so on. Now let's look at word number 2. Word number 2 is bliss, which means complete happiness. For example, my idea of bliss is simply lying on the sofa with a cup of tea and a good book. Bliss means complete and utter happiness. When we think of this word, we think of almost heaven-like things. This person's idea of bliss was very simple. She liked to lie on the sofa with a cup of tea and a nice book to read. So her idea of complete happiness was rather simple. Other people's idea of bliss is rather different. Some people's idea of bliss would be lying on the beach, listening to the sounds of the waves, and feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. Someone else's idea of bliss might be listening to classical music, listening to the birds singing outside. So your idea of bliss is when you are completely happy and relaxed. Now let's look at word number 3. Word number 3 is spate, which means a large number of bad things happening at the same time. For example, there's been a spate of robberies in the area recently, so make sure you lock your windows and doors. A spate of something is something bad happening many, many times in a short space of time. So in this example, there has been a spate of robberies, which means over the past few weeks, there has been 10 robberies. Now this is a large number in a short space of time, and robberies are very bad. So we can say there has been a spate of robberies. So it's always something negative. We usually use of with spate. So we structure it like this: a spate of something negative. Another example would be, imagine my friend who is very clumsy, injures himself 2 or 3 times within 1 week. He breaks his arm, he cuts his head, and he breaks his finger, I can say he has had a spate of injuries recently. So he's had many injuries in a short space of time. Now let's look at the next word. Word number 4 is feat, which means an achievement or act that is impressive. For example, the driver's run of winning 12 races in a row was an incredible feat. A feat is an act that is really impressive, something that makes you say, wow, that is amazing. So this racing car driver won 12 races in a row. So we can describe this act as a feat. What an incredible feat. Humans reaching the moon was very, very impressive. It happened a long time ago, but it was still an incredible feat. So we can describe this as a feat because it was so impressive. It was so astonishing. Humans leaving the planet and reaching the moon. What an astonishing feat. Now let's look at the last word. Word number 5 is succor, which means help given to someone. For example, the organization offers succor to those in desperate need. Succor is help given when someone is in real desperate need. So it's not just helping someone to clean the garden. It's when someone is in desperate need of help. So in this example, the organization gives people succor. Maybe it's a charitable organization which helps people who are suffering from poverty. So these people are in desperate need. So they need succor. And this organization offers succor. If my friend is feeling really depressed and low, he's having many problems in his life, well, he would be in desperate need of some help. So I would offer him succor. So this is the meaning. It's help, but it's help when someone desperately needs it. They are in real need of help from someone. So those are the 5 words. Now it's time to move on to the pronunciation training. I'll see you there.